Hello, Benny Traore, Nathan Young Coomes. Now, I know when I told both of you weeks ago that I only have one spot for the both of you and that I wanted to decide who gets that position, similar to what they do in The Bachelor, you both looked at me like I was crazy. And I can understand that. Sometimes I see the craziness too when I look at myself in the mirror. My crazy good looks, that is. But anyway, now, normally what they do in The Bachelor is they give each other roses to signify their unyielding and undying love for each other. Now, obviously, I do not want to do that because I do not want to give any of you the wrong impression because of, my crazy good looks. So instead, I'll be handing one of you this pink pen for you to write your name on the team sheet in that position. All right? You understand? All right, good. Now, after weeks of training and competitions where I've tested both of you mentally and physically, I have decided to give this pink pen to Benny Traore. It's not you. Here you go, Nathan Young Coomes. You have won the position. Everyone, give Nathan Young Coomes a round of applause. He's done spectacularly. Come on, Benny Trail, don't cry. I know it's hard. You and Nathan Young Coombs have been a great partnership, but we gotta move on eventually. And you know what happens now? Benny Traore, you must leave and join your other teammates on the bench. Whew. Well, with that out of the way, we can now begin our season. Sometimes being a manager, you gotta make these tough decisions. And here we are, everyone, for the start of the season. Our first match up is going to be against Manchester United. But before we get into that, there's a few things I need to go over. The first thing is job offers. Now, it actually looked like I wasn't going to get any job offers to start the season. However, that all changed about 3 weeks before the beginning of the season, where we did get a job offer from PSV. Now, that actually intrigued me, so I ended up going to the job interview, did all of that. PSV liked me a lot. They ended up actually offering me the job, and it was going all well and good, but then I just happened to see the contract, and immediately I noticed two things right away. The first being is that PSV did not offer me as much as I'm getting here at Leyton Orient, which Leyton Orient, I'm getting £35,000 a week. At PSV, I was only going to be paid £30,000 a week. But that's not even like the biggest issue. The biggest issue was the other thing I noticed, which was, so usually when you get a job offer, and you look at the transfer budget, you either get one of two types of transfer budgets. Either you get a positive transfer budget, and that's the budget that you can pretty much spend on players, or if the team is struggling financially, they won't give you any transfer budget, and then they just say kick on with what you've got. However, this is probably the first time, at least, I have ever seen a transfer budget being offered that's in the negatives. And so I was looking at it, and the transfer budget was negative 12 million. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So I start scrolling down to look at their like season and career objectives. And immediately, the first thing I noticed was that apparently PSV, one of the job requirements, this isn't a favor, this is a requirement. And one of the requirements is to have negative transfer budgets, which pretty much signaled to me that PSV was a sell to buy club where you gotta grow your own players to sell them on for exorbitant fees, and then you can finally use that money you get from players on new transfers. And so as soon as I saw that, I immediately rejected. I ain't going to manage any sell to buy club. I mean, just look at Manchester United in real life. They're pretty much a sell to buy club currently, and look how bad they're going. So I rejected it, and I just decided to move on. Because why would I want to leave my cushy, sweet job at Leyton Orient to go and manage what I'm sure would be a very stressful situation at PSV? So it seems like, at least currently, we are sticking around at Leyton Orient. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing I want to show you guys is my fixtures to start the season. Now, as you might remember, we ended up winning the Carabao Cup, which puts us in the Conference League. However, it doesn't really do that because we actually have to qualify for it first. And that's why these two Lurzen games are kind of messing up my starting fixture list. So that's kind of annoying. I'm probably not going to show you the Lurzen matches in this video because, for one, it's Lurzen and I'm pretty confident that I can probably get past them and into the Conference League. And so the games that we will be showing you today will be the Manchester United match, the Southampton game, and the Carabao Cup second round against Brentford. So let's just get into the team, and I can finally show you my brand new sweet transfers that I got for this season. And here is the team, everyone, for the Manchester United game. Before we get into that, I am going to show you the brand new transfers I got for this season. So, firstly, when I went into the transfer window, I was dead set on trying to find defenders and midfielders because I was kind of lacking in those areas. Coming out of the transfer window, I ended up getting none of that, and I just got 3 forwards. I think I might have a forward addiction that I probably need to get checked out. Let's just hope me neglecting my midfield and my backline for a season doesn't cost me. But these forwards were too good to turn down. So let's go and see who they are, shall we? So first up is we got Ekaveri. This is pretty much our big money transfer for the season. We bought him for Man City for £29 million. Now, originally I wanted someone cheaper than this, but because I really needed a left winger. But I was looking, and this guy, because there were other options, but this guy was just so much better than the other options that were available, even though those options were cheaper, that I had to get him. So technically he can play kind of anywhere along the front four, but I'm going to play him on the left since he is a right footer, and that's like my inverted wing spot, so I can have him kind of cutting it on the inside. So Ekaveri is signing number 1. And then signing number 2 happened, which this signing is the reason why I've had to split up the amazing partnership of Benie Traore and Nathan Young Coomes. What would you call the partnership between the two? Camore? Camore sounds good. So, unfortunately, the Camore partnership had to be split up because I ended up signing this amazing striker called Gustavo Aramburu. He's 18, Uruguayan. Look at his stats: 16 dribbling, 16 finishing. He's 6'2", so he can get on the end of some crosses as well. So I can already tell this kid's going to be an absolute superstar. So I've decided to play him up front. Now, originally, even though I was breaking up the Benie Traore Young Coomes partnership, I did flirt with the idea of actually putting Benie Traore on the wing instead of instead of who I was going to do with John Evans. However, all that changed when literally about a week before transfer window, a week before the current date, this guy appeared on my scouting report. And I knew I had to get him. Vladislav Fedorov. He's Ukrainian, 19, already has three caps for Ukraine. And this guy looks almost as good, if not better, than Aramburu. 16 dribbling, 17 finishing. This guy looks like an absolute beast. We ended up signing him for PEC's wall. We're pretty cheap. Like, we only got him for 3.8 million. So this guy, I can't wait to see how he goes. Now, the interesting thing about this is I could have used him also as a striker and partner him with Aramburu, but I decided against it because I felt like both him and Aramburu were the same kind of player with the similar kind of statistical values. And so because of that, I did not want two players up front with the exact same traits because I felt like it won't work as a partnership. I kind of want contrasting play styles to form great partnerships. And so I came up with the decision, because this guy can also play on the right, to put him as the right winger. And so those are pretty much my three signings for this window. All forwards and nothing else. Let's hope this doesn't cost me, because I am very light in the other areas. And if I get an injury or two, I might start struggling. In fact, I already got an injury, which has kind of forced my hand and made me have to do a difficult decision, which we will get into. But anyway, I'm just going to show you the team list for this match. So we got a Conquo in goal. Nevert, who's come on for left back because Niall Huggins is like picked up a slight knock. We then got a Barmadelli and Moa, my centre back pairing, and Nicolau, my right back pairing. Pretty safe stuff. It's pretty much the same as last year. Then we get into the midfield, and you might notice something strange, and that is the fact that we have John Evans, a guy who can't play as a defensive midfielder in the defensive midfield role. Now you might be wondering why I've done this. Well, the reason why is about 3 weeks before the current date, Joel Cotterill got a 4-month injury, broke his foot. And so because of that, that left me very light in the defensive midfield aspects. So by this point, I had already purchased Ekaveri and Aramburu. And so I didn't really have much money left to kind of try to find a midfielder. And so what I ended up doing is I had a decision to make. Either start with Niall Craig, who I've already mentioned my displeasure of him. I felt like he's been an absolute dud. He's cost me goals. He's cost me matches. When he's not being tackled with the ball, he's usually making wayward passes. And so I wasn't keen on doing that. The other option was to somehow utilize John Evans as a deep line playmaker, which I feel like with the stats that he has, he can play this role because he has great passing, great technique. He has pretty good vision and flair as well. And so I feel like he can do that role pretty good. His only negative in this role is he's not really a good tackler. So that's like the one negative, but I feel like he could do this role. I just kind of need to teach him it. So I made the decision. And also another thing is John Evans cost me 15 million. And I at least want to kind of get my money's worth out of him and try to stick with him. I don't want to bench him and him becoming a dud, and then I would have wasted all that money. And so I'm sticking with John Evans, putting him in the deep line playmaker role. Now, if he makes a mistake or two, I'm not going to immediately drop him because obviously I know it's going to take time. But if we get to like a long way through the season, I just feel like it's not working, then it will probably end up making that switch. But for the time being, I actually prefer him over Niall Craig. And then we got Hodge, who's partnering him. He has to pretty much do all the defensive work for this team. So let's hope he's up for it. And then my amazing front four, which I love. Oh, such a good front four. We got Ekaveri, Aramburu, Nathan Young Coomes. So you might wonder why I've gone with Nathan Young Coomes over Benie Traore to partner Aramburu. And that's because even though Benie Traore is probably a more prolific goal scorer, I feel like technical ability wise, Young Coomes is a better player. Because we've seen Young Coomes, like he's great at holding up the ball. He can link really well. Like his partnership with Traore was amazing with his link up play. And he also does that skill move that I absolutely adore, where it's like where he does like a little back heel and it's like a spin and turn, and he's like in on goal. And so that's why I've gone with Young Coomes over Benie Traore. And then we got Fedorov on the wing. So let's get into the match. Now we are facing Manchester United at home. So the last two times we faced them at home, we have beaten them. So let's hope we can do it again. I'm looking for a victory. I want to start this season well, because last season we ended up finished 14th. This season, I at least want to get in the top 10. So let's hope we can get us a win. Oh no, they have a free kick. I always get nervous on free kicks, especially with Brett Fernandez. Ooh, that was close. He almost scored then. Because Fernandez in Football Manager is really good on free kicks. Outside of Football Manager, he's pretty bad. But in Football Manager, he's like really good. Alright, they have the ball. Come on, boys. Tackle him. Oh no, they're in. Oh, straight out of Conquo. Oh man, that was close. Come on, boys. And I see Nicolau is injured. That could pose a slight problem. Let's at least try to get him into half-time. Oh, now Nevitt is injured. I guess we can just bring in Niall Huggins, because he had a slight knock, but I feel like he should be able to play without injuring himself. But now we also have Nicolau who's injured. So it seems like we are getting the better of them. It's just we haven't been able to crack them yet. We have better possession, more shots. But it seems like they're getting all the highlights and opportunities. Oh, Fedorov. Oh, no. Oh, they're in. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Man, that was close. Come on, boys. Wake up. Demand more. Ekaveri. The highlight's still going. We got Hodge to Obama and the highlight is over. Even though we're on top, it seems like they're getting all the chances at the moment, which I'm not happy about. Alright, got thrown with Fedorov to young Coomes, who's passed it to Aramburu, but he gets tackled. But Evans has got the ball. Oh, what an amazing pass from Ekaveri, but it's offside. Oh, that was the chance. Oh, did you see that pass from Ekaveri, though? If only it wasn't offside. Bam. Oh, young Coomes mistimed it. But that pass from Ekaveri, though, was sensational. It's looking like we're going in at half time. I'm going to demand more because I really honestly do feel like we should be on top. I'm going to take off Nicklaus for... Murray's going to have to go right back, and then I'm going to have to bring on Happy. Yeah, because I don't want... Because George never got injured. I don't want two of my backline to get injured. Especially since after Happy, we don't really have anyone else. Although I could put Hodge at centre back if I wanted to. But then that would mean I would have to bring on Niall Craig, which I don't want to. Yeah, I'm going to demand more again. Honestly, what's going on with our shooting? I feel like we should have had... For 13 shots and 6 on target, I feel like we should have had more highlights than what we've gotten. Okay. So I'm going to bring on Nathan Young-Coomes for John Duran. And I'll take up. Can Benie Traore play that? Yeah, I'll bring on Benie Traore as the left winger. See how that pans out. Maybe it improves our attacking output. Now Federer's got a yellow. So yeah, okay, I'll take off Federer for Barry Manning. That'll be my fifth sub. I've used all of them by 70 minutes, but I feel like we need to break this deadlock. Okay, here we go. Alright, they have the ball at the moment. Oh no, they're in! Oh, and they've scored! Oh, that's not what I wanted. Come on, boys. I bought all these attacking players. How have we not scored a goal yet? Alright, here we go. Evans. To Happy. To Evans. Oh, bad pass from him. Oh, no, they got the ball. It's offside. What? How is that not offside? That was way offside. Yeah, okay, there we go. I mustn't have seen the flag go up. I would have blown a gasket if that wasn't offside. I mean, look, he was way offside there. Come on, boys. Give us a goal. Please. At least a chance at a goal. Demand more. I can't believe this. How did we lose? How did we have 16 shots, 7 on target, and barely any highlights? That was dreadful. I just hope that's not going to be the story of our season. And now we have 2 injuries to centre backs. Well, I guess we'll just go past the Lurzen game and go to the Southampton match now. And we are back, everyone, for the Southampton game. Now, if you see over here, the Lurzen match, we at least managed to get our shooting boots on for that game, even though it might have been at both ends of the pitch. Because, yes, we did beat them 3-2. However, both of their goals were own goals. So, I just want to say I'm not happy about this match at all. We're winning 3-0. And then we can see 2 own goals, one from a free kick, one from a corner. 2 own goals in like the span of 3 minutes. In like the 80th minute. The 80th and 83rd minute. And I was just gobsmacked at that. But anyway, we move on. So the team list. Pretty much the same as the Lurzen match because Nevet and Nicolau have not come back from the injuries yet. So let's do it. That Lurzen game actually now makes me nervous for the Southampton match. Because if we can almost throw away a match against Lurzen, what are we going to do against Southampton? But anyway, happy with the corner. Dean Moa with the header. Showing why he needs to step up today because we're missing 2 of our key backline. So he has to step up in a major way, and he does. He's playing right back today, which is usually in the Nicolau spot. And he comes up with the goods. I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but do you feel weird when you have a centre back taking the corner? Because like Happy took it and he's like a centre back, and I'm like, it just doesn't feel right. And now they have the ball. And now they're in. And they missed an easy chance. How did they miss that? That was a sitter. They hit the post. Wow. I don't know who that modder guy is, but good job to him for keeping our lead intact. All right, now we got a free kick. Oh, no. Get the ball. Oh, young Coomes. Great recovery. Ekaveri. To Moa to young Coomes. Was he offside? Yes, he was. All right, I'd say we're starting off this match pretty well. Although it probably should be 1-1 with that unbelievable chance they had that they messed up. All right. I'm not going to praise the team because we probably should be 1-1. I'm going to encourage the team. Come on, boys. Let's get a win in the second half. Just keep it compact. Play the simple passes. Try to find an opening. All right, seems like Federer's not having a good game, so I'll probably take him off for Benie, Traore. And yeah, that'll be it. Sometimes when I make subs, sometimes I forget that like the match isn't continued, like that it's paused, and I just be sitting there for 5 minutes being like, why isn't anything happening? And then it's like, oh, silly me, I didn't unpause the game. So I'm gonna take off Happy, put Hodge there, and bring on Niall Craig. Just hope Niall Craig doesn't come up with any silly mistakes. Just gotta keep that 1-goal lead intact. Then I'll probably finish off the substitution with bringing off Ekaveri for Duran. I will say, I am getting a bit concerned about the fact that in this game, in the United game, we seem to be having a lot of shots, but not a lot of highlights for those shots, which means, oh my God, the Camore partnership lives! What a run from Benie Traore! Just demolished. Wow. He sent this guy back to the unemployment line. Oh, what a run. What a pass to Nathan Young Coomes. That was awesome. But as I was saying, I am a bit worried that, like, in this game and the last game, I think the last match we had 15 shots, this match we had 20. And we're, like, barely coming up with key highlights, which means the shots that we're taking aren't that great. I was glad we got the win. And Leeds puts us on the scoreboard. So I'm now going to skip the Lurzen away fixture, and when we come back for the Brentford game, I can hopefully tell you guys we've made it into the Conference League. Well. Man United trying to screw us over, I see, by trying to poach our 20-year-old wonder kid. Now, the issue I have with Dean Murrah is, if you go to his contract, he has a $14 million release clause, which expires in 2 years. I've been trying to negotiate. Oops, wrong one. But he won't do it. Because apparently he's unhappy. What's he unhappy with? Oh, okay, he wants to join United. So he has a $14 million release clause. But the fact that United, a club that has a lot of revenue streams, won't even pay the release clause, sickens me. So I'm going to try and persuade Murrah to stay. Let's see, which option should I go with? No. Is there an option to say they have to meet your release clause? Here we go. They have to meet the release clause minimum. The fact that United won't even meet the release clause is an absolute joke. You watch, in about 2 days, they're going to meet the release clause. Who? Okay, so apparently I now got a message that a team I've never heard of wants Mirror. Who is their Portuguese side? Well, Mirror is from Portugal. Can I please? Oh, I don't think he'll go into talks with me until at least, like, outside of the transfer window. I don't know who was the dingus who agreed to that $14 million release clause. Oh, wait, it was probably me. Because I didn't read the bloody contract beforehand. Well, let's just hope this resorts itself without me having to sell my best defender. And here we are for the Brentford match. So, the game off screen, the away game against Lurzen. Great news. We ended up absolutely destroying them. And the partnership between Aaron Buru and Nathan Young Coomes is coming along very nicely. Because we had 5 goals in this match. Aaron Buru scored 3 of them. Nathan Young Coomes assisted 2. Oh, sorry. No, so Aaron Buru scored 3 goals. Nathan Young Coomes assisted all 3 of Aaron Buru's goals. Nathan Young Coomes scored 2 goals, and Aaron Buru assisted both of Young Coomes' goals. Easily, both Young Coomes and Aaron Buru got 10 out of 10's performances all around in that match. It was great. But now we move on to the Brentford game. The interesting thing about this, though, is if we beat Brentford, in the 3rd round, we will end up facing our old mates, Wrexham. You know the history we have with Wrexham this save, so that'll be an interesting match. But let's get to the team. So pretty much this is the team for the match. We got Okonkwo in goal, Huggins, Abamadelli, Merwa, Nicolau, Evans, Hodge, Ekaveri, Fedorov, Young Coomes, and Aaron Buru. Pretty much my strongest side because, Brentford are a pretty good team, so let's get into the game. Oh, also, I ended up seeing all the teams that will be playing in the Conference League, and the only good quality European team that we have to face in that entire run of 8 games is Roma. So what I'm probably going to do is, because it's just loaded us up on a bunch of games, is I'm probably not really going to show you many of the Conference League matches, and they've scored. Was it offside? Nope. Okay. So I'm probably not going to really show you many of the Conference League matches until we get to the knockout stages. However, that Roma game is probably a match I will show. So I probably will show that Roma match, but that's probably about it. Because it's just inundated us with a lot of matches and stuff, and I don't want to be having to, I just feel like the progress getting from match to match would be very slow. If I show you, oh my God, they've scored again. What is going on, boys? Berating them. You absolute buffoons. Yes, as I said, so I probably won't show you any of the Conference League matches except the Roma game. Again, they've got another opportunity. Why are they destroying us? It's been all them this half. What is going on? Come on, boys. I actually wanted to get to the next round so I can smack up Wrexham. Gonna demand more. Please tell me we're not gonna... Because this is our trophy to defend. This would be like one of the worst title defenses in history. We get knocked down in the second round by Burnford. Here we go. Echeverry with the corner. It goes to Bobadelli, who's missed somehow. How did he miss that? Come on, boys. I'm demanding all the demands. Seems like we now have gained the momentum, but is it too late? I'm going to take off John Evans for Niall Craig. This is not how I wanted my Carabao Cup title defense to go. Come on, at least get one and we go to penalties. We just need a goal. Bring on John Duran. Take over Bobadelli for Dan Happy. Get that height into the back line. Alright, here we go. They have the ball. Oh, we intercepted it, but Duran got tackled. Alright, we got the ball back with Moa, who is still in our team, by the way. We haven't gotten... No one's hit that release clause yet, thank God. Alright, Nicolau. He crosses it. He's passed it to Niall Craig! And that's why I can't stand Niall Craig. When he gets those opportunities, he be missing them. Alright. Probably take off young Coomes for Barry Manning and put Traore. Yeah, there we go. Come on, boys. I'm going to demand more again. It's not looking good. All right, here we go. One chance to hit back with Huggins. He's just running to centrally. He wants to be that central conductor from midfield. And he's passing to Manning. To Niall Craig. Oh, Niall Craig passed it before he got tackled, which is good. To Manning. Manning is running down that touchline. He's passing to Hodge. He's passing back to Nicolau. To Niall Craig. Pass it to Niall Craig. Don't shoot! For the love of God, Niall. Do not shoot! And he's gotten tackled. And look at what's happened. This is why I do not like Niall Craig. He's just cost us this match. The only reason why I'm using him is because I have no one else who can go defensive midfield. Honestly, if ever an offer came in for Niall Craig, I probably would accept it, even if it comes at a loss. That's how much I don't like this guy. But I have to use him. Pitiful. Pitiful performance that was. One thing that's making me nervous is we're having all these opportunities. Why are we struggling to score goals? I specifically bought all these amazing attackers to score goals, and yet we're struggling. Come on. Oh my God, what's taking so long? I want to get to my... Oh my God. There we go. Alright, we don't see any... Okay, so no one's coming for Moa, which is good. So, looking at this fixture list... So pretty much looking at all the teams, with the exception of Roma, the others are just meh. So, I'm actually probably going to skip all of this and then come back for the Roma match. Oh, man. That's an interesting 3 matches. Roma, Liverpool, and Tottenham. So probably skip into the Roma game. Do Roma, Liverpool, and Spurs. And I'll show you where we're coming in the table, how we're doing, where we're coming in the conference league, how we're doing. So, but that's going to be for next time. So thanks again for watching, guys. Have more parts out soon. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and do all that jazz. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys.